Welcome to the Legends of Lanimora Podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master, Nathan. With me today I have Nova.
Heyo.
Emily.
Hello.
And Nicole.
What's up?
We are 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. In last week's episode, I tried to trick them. It didn't work. There was a doppelganger. They took the doppelganger and questioned them. Found out their name is Lo. They're basically a whoever you want to be for hire. That sounds wrong. Don't say it like that. They can be whoever you want them to be. Not like that.
Words.
They can transform themselves, and they're a doppelganger, right? They can be whoever they want. And so they use this ability that they have to get paid.
Hell yeah. Get that bag.
And so Lo is their name. Lo, the doppelganger, offered his services to the party, and they took him up on it.
It's a very Zevran situation, you feel?
Mm-hmm. So that they hired Lo to get Sreless Fay's diary, a book that she always carries on her person, in order to gain a little bit more knowledge on what Sreless Fay is looking for, and also to get apprehended by the authorities, the Mantles, as Saf, and try and get as much information as possible about the whereabouts of Dr. Milo. The gold will be paid at later dates. Some of the gold has already been paid. But anyway, at the end of last week's episode, Lo knocked on the door, shoved a book into, I think it was Scar's hand, and said, "All right, they're after me. I gotta go," and ran off. And Scar, the door has just closed. You have in your hands Sreless Fay's journal.
Give it away from me now. I say, Drew, this probably should be something that you look at.
Yes. I grab it. Yes. I can't detect magic. I do this every time. I'm like, there's a difference between like detecting that, whatever. Can I just sense? I'm a magic user. Do I feel any magic around this at all?
Nope, just a book.
Dope. Can I open it?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I go to open it.
Okay, it opens. No problem. It's just a book.
Cool, I'll read it. Can I read it?
Yes, you can read it. Hold on,
Tell me
I'm
what's
looking
it.
for my...
Send me a Word document, Dungeon
no.
Master.
No, that's not how this works. I don't write the books. So you are looking through Sreless Fay's book, and it is a little confusing to you because it seems like there's no real rhyme or reason to the page structure of the book itself. Like, it kind of jumps all over the place, and there are references to one thing on this page, and then it's not referenced again for another 20 pages. There's a lot of nonsense, it seems like, because of the way this journal is structured.
Okay, so does it kind of feel like a book that everyone took the pages out of, scrambled, and put back together?
No, because the book is very nicely bound. So it was written in this order.
Not like that. I mean, like, not like, does it look messy? I mean, like, when I'm reading it, does it look like someone took all the pages out, rearranged them, and put them back very nicely into this book? Is it that nonsensical?
Roll me I guess an or just a straight intelligence check, I guess.
True smart, right? Nope. I got a 14, boss.
Okay, looking at the book, it doesn't seem like someone took the pages out, put them all back in order, and then got it all nice and neat. Like, it definitely gives you the indication that Sreless Fay's mind is kind of a little more just scattered. That's just her personality.
Okay, so she just lived like this.
She just lives like this.
Okay. Can I take some time with this book and, like, study it?
Yes.
Can I talk to the shepherd? Can I show him the book I found?
You haven't been able to really... You haven't really tried to take things that weren't, like, on your person to the soul void.
Oh. Okay. Fair. Valid. Okay. Can I take some time with it?
Yeah, you can definitely take some time with it. I believe when we ended last session, it was nighttime as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nova, you would know better than anyone else, I think. Okay, it's nighttime.
We've decided it's our
I've
world.
decided. It's nighttime now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, you can take some time to take a look at the book.
Take a look. It's in that book.
If no one else wants to do anything specific or look at the book with Drew, then we can just skip to the next morning if you'd like.
I mean, is there any kind of, like, cipher or, like, code? It's not in code, it's just jumbled.
Just weird.
No code.
I don't necessarily need to RP it, but maybe some quality time with Sokoba out in the courtyard, and then just call it a night.
Okay.
I was gonna say maybe you should have Andy, like, can Andy, like, scan the pages and have them in her, just in case we lose the dang thing. So
That's fair. Does Andy have a scanner?
I think we've established that. If we haven't, then yes.
Okay.
We know that Andy can hold a lot of data.
Mm-hmm. So in that case, I will...
like, just set Andy to scan.
Yeah, I'll just take Andy, put them in their homunculus servant form, and just kind of scan it with Drew. Kind of go over it.
Sounds good. Okay.
Creepy.
Drew, roll. I'll let you choose what you want the roll to be. Because you're not really sure what you're looking at. So this is more of a Drew's got to try and figure out what is going on.
Choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure.
Let's see. This is obviously street smarts. No, I'm kidding.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Let's use Arcana. I feel like I can get away with that right now, and I have a +4 to it.
Okay.
That's why I'm choosing that. But Drew does have, like, magical abilities. I feel like looking through the first thing that she would notice and the thing that she would be most attuned to is anything of the arcane nature.
Mm-hmm. Roll me that Arcana then.
That would be a 6.
So, while you're reading the book, the first few hours you're looking at it, you're poring over all of the pages, all of the drawings, just everything that Srelesfe has put in here. And with each turn of the page, everything looks more and more mundane. Like, this is not magical stuff. It looks like magical writing, but what Srelesfe was doing is trying to discern what these mundane things are, these non-magical things, to try and find these reagents that she needs for the Temple of Depths and Darkness. Because that's why you wanted this book again, is because she's trying to find what she needs, why the Temple of Depths and Darkness failed in the previous time it was built, and what can she do to make it work this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the track that she's been taking is starting in the bare basics, and all of the routes that you lead, it goes like super heady, magical, high arcane stuff, all the way down to, and that's how I got to this pebble. And so all of these threads that you take just take you back to, like, non-magical means.
Could I make history work in some way for me?
You can definitely try.
I feel like investigation's the one that I want. I have a +0 to that, though. But let's see. We could always get lucky. Dice have not been kind to me yet. Let's find out. 19!
For history?
There you go. I had +0, so that's just it. 19.
Sorry, you said this was history, right? Or
no,
is this investigation?
Investigation.
Okay, investigation. Right. You said both. I wasn't sure which one you were using.
Investigation.
Okay. With that 19 to investigation, you poured over the book front to back for about 2 hours looking for magical means. Then you go through the whole book again and you're looking for loose threads that you can kind of pick up on. You're kind of getting the flow in. You're getting in Srelesfe's head. You're understanding the reason why things are written the way that they are. And you are able to draw some conclusions to where Srelesfe's head is at, and for parts of the reason why they chose Ada's bounty for the construction of the Temple of Depths and Darkness. So there are some notes here in the book that mention that Srelesfe thinks that one of these items has to come from the peaks.
Ooh, the cloister peaks?
And something has to come from the caverns.
I don't remember where the caverns are.
So where you are in Ada's Bounty, you're like smack dab in the middle. Or where the Temple of Depths and Darkness is you spread a map out. It's smack dab in the middle between the cloistered peaks and the Veiled City.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the Veiled City's that where
you can go down into, yeah. So, but looking at these through lines that Srelesfe has been drawing, you're not so sure that she's pinpointed the right locations.
Mm-hmm.
Based on your knowledge of when you were in the Soul Void and the spirit told you that you were far from that which you seek. So if you are close to where the Temple of Depths and Darkness is, the new temple,
mm-hmm.
but the spirits are telling you you're far, you think that Srelesfe doesn't have it right.
Okay. So we gotta find it before she does. And she wrong so far. Okay. That's valuable information. So now we know she is on the wrong track. She now thinks somebody is trying to follow her, so I will say that she'll probably be working harder. But we gotta figure out where we gotta go a different direction. So essentially, it's not in the peaks, it's not in the caverns, right? Is that what I'm hearing? If I'm understanding correctly, that's where she thinks they are?
Looking at all the notes that Srelesfe has, one thing I forgot to mention as well is that these notes and these ponderings come from visions that she has, basically. She has some sort of clairvoyant ability, you can tell. What she is looking for, whatever it is, she's on... You kind of get the feeling she's on the right track. But based on the information that you know that she's still kind of far off. So it still has something to do with peaks and something to do with caverns, but not these peaks or these caverns.
Okay.
In any of those Scrivener orbs that Andy consumed, was there any mention of any sort of peaks and caverns that aren't those places that she can go back through?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Sorry, I was smiling because you said that Scrivener's orbs that Andy consumed. I just imagined Andy consuming a bowl of Scrivener's orbs for breakfast.
I thought she cracked the mystery with that smile.
I was about to be like, did I ask the right question?
No, I was just thinking of an automaton eating orbs for breakfast.
Orbeos.
You can absolutely ask Andy or your lore keeper friend.
Hey, Karen and Andy, let's all cross-reference information together with this book and see what we can come up with.
Who do I want to be first? Andy's scanning, so Karen, it is. Yeah, I mean, there's, I mean, they're the cloistered peaks, obviously. I mean, Drew, if you think that's wrong, the only other place that we could go is the spines on tour, right?
Okay. I mean, sounds good.
They're a lot taller than the cloistered peaks, probably by about half. But I mean, I really don't want to go to tour again, if you ask me.
I know. We know, Karen. We know.
Are there also so I'm trying to understand. So what we're looking for, or what Sir Leslie is looking for at the very least, so we need to stop her from getting it, is it's somewhere where there's peaks and caverns.
So you know that she's looking for specific reagents for something that has to do with the Temple of Depths and Darkness. You don't know specifically what she's looking for, and neither does she. She just knows that some of it will be found by caverns, some of it will be found in peaks, mountains. So So
she's seen a vision that says they're in peaks and that they're in caverns. She is at these peaks and caverns thinking this is what it is. But I know that we are very far, so we need to go to different peaks and caverns. So the only place we know that's far away from here, that's peaks and caverns, is Tor.
Yeah. So the peaks are, obviously, I mean, maybe it could be. I mean, there's a lot of peaks on Tor in the spines, but as far as the caverns goes, I mean, Just like we have the Veiled City here on Alari, there's another similar entrance to the subterranean caverns on the east side of Tor.
Okay, well, it sounds like we need to call Agamir because we need a ride.
I was going to say, how do we get to Tor from here?
A fucking ship. So we will be calling the Amethyst Dream.
Wish.
The wish fulfilled.
Wish fulfilled. That's it. The wish fulfilled, hopefully. So I'm going to take out I'm going to be like, okay, got it. I'm going to step away from the group, pull out my shell phone, and I'm going to send a message to Agamir.
Okay, what would you like your message to say?
Was it 15 or less? Or
it's 25.
25.
Huge breakthrough in Celeste investigation. Need to get to Tor immediately. Please come as fast as possible. Love you, bye. Perfect.
Okay.
Hopefully there's a GPS pin with that so that he knows where I am.
I mean, how do we even get there?
On a boat.
We should probably meet him at the harbor coast, I'd imagine.
I'm assuming he'll write back and someone else can help coordinate. I just let him know.
So Agamir gets back almost immediately. Hey, good timing. We just secured the help of the harbor coast. So...
The Agamir impression is so good.
You can... if you can get up here, we can take you to Tor.
I'm gonna grab Scar's shell phone and respond. This is Drew. Sounds good. See you there. Tell Maxine we're using her carriages. Love you, bye.
Scar gets a buzz back from Reg. Maxine isn't with us.
What? I thought Maxine was with them.
I'm sure that'll be fine. We're at...
I thought Maxine was with them.
No,
Maxine, Pax, and Tora are in the Veiled City.
My bad.
We'll be at the Stunned Goose Inn.
Amazing. Okay, I relay the information. All right, guys. We are going to the harbor coast to meet Agamir. Family reunion. Are we all very excited? And I'm going to pull Scar and Saf kind of away and be like, we're going to Tor. Karen's going to freak out. While we're in the harbor coast, I'm going to need to talk to some unsavory people and probably make some sort of tea or a powder I can make into a capsule to give to Karen should he need it. Now that I figured out how to powder Goodberry, because I think he will need it. He is not doing good and is not going to do good when we tell him we have to go back to Tor. So for the time being, we're just going to the harbor coast to see Agamemnon.
Deal.
Okay.
That is, I guess, your evening then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the things that you all need to still figure out are what are the plan? What is the plan to get back with Lo? I think that you were talking with them about going to the harbor coast to get apprehended, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then...
Why did we want him to do that again?
Because he was going to pretend to be staff to see if they could get any information.
Right.
But also
okay.
to throw Kelvin off of our trail.
You're right. Thank you. I'm back on board. So what are we doing? What's happening?
Well, that's what you all got to figure out. I can't tell you what to do.
I already know what we're doing. We're going to Tor.
Well, we have to get to the what the fuck
Harbor Coast.
in the harbor coast.
Yeah.
The Stunned Goose Inn.
Is it the next morning?
Yeah, so we gotta find Maxine's carriage.
Yep. So you all sleep the night. In the morning, you wish Trezek Broadwing a fond farewell. Or...
We don't tell him where we're going.
No.
Okay.
I still don't trust anybody.
That's fine. He sees you off. You all got some nice pastries with Broadwing milled flour.
You know what? I do mention. I say we're going to Lux. I try to throw him off.
I also wanted to ask, because it's the next morning, does that mean the shell phone is recharged?
Yes.
We should send a message to Dorena, obviously. Be like, leaving Ada's bounty, headed to Harbor Coast, catching a ride to Tor. We'll keep you informed. Love you, bye.
Dorena messages back a little while later and says, "Excellent, stay safe, keep us appraised of your situation."
Is there any way to send Dorena this book? Or like the pages, now that I've given it to Andy? Can she email them?
I mean, you could send Andy off, like flying.
Okay, long shot here. Can we say that Andy scanned the pages of the book, and then back at the lab on the Bulwark Isles, I have like a fax machine that she could print out like the copies of the pages to look at.
She has like a hub.
Yeah,
that you plug her
the pages
into
to the Bulwark Isles. What the lizard people do with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no to that.
I'm gonna say no fantasy fax machine.
I mean, I like the idea of the fantasy fax machine, but because you are just now coming up with it, I know. Yeah.
It's a big retcon.
Is there a way that we can like contact what the fuck is his name?
Gunlith?
That guy. To be like, know any druids in Ada's bounty that can deliver this? I don't know.
That's fair. Send a bird.
You could always use you could send a bird, you could use your rings too, but then you'd be back in the circle wall.
Wait, can you send things through it using the rings, or is it yourself that you send?
It's yourself.
Okay. Yeah, it's just you. Target.
Can I like pop over there for a day and then pop back? I don't know.
The only exit is the tree that you attune to.
I'm going to use my shell phone because since it's recharged. Can I call Gonolith on my shell phone?
Because Gonolith doesn't have a shell phone.
I thought we left him one.
Oh, we did too.
Did
you?
we? I could have sworn we said we left. 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 I could have swor some way to communicate back and forth. I could have sworn we did. With what's her name? Asla.
I'm pretty sure we did too.
I'm going to say no. It's just gumming up the works right now. Just trying to tell everyone everything. Why does Gonolith need to know? This is Sokopa. Why would Gonolith need to know what's
I don't mean he needs
happening?
to know. I meant, like, can we ask him if he could contact one of his druid friends that can come pick this up and bring it to
Take it
Dorena.
to Dorena.
Well, we could also give it to Agamir and have Agamir take it down, right?
I guess that's fair. We're gonna go meet Agamir anyway, and they're gonna take us over to Tor, and then we could just give him the book, and he could give it to Dorena.
Yeah,
Is that
plus
gonna take us to
we...
Tor?
Yes. Well, we gotta ask him first, I guess. But,
He said
yeah,
he
we
could
don't
take
know
you.
who we can trust outside of our immediate circle. So...
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to Maxine's carriage place and get on over to the Harbor Coast.
Yeah.
Okay, so you find a Monroe brand carriage. You use your code to get a free carriage ride.
Maxine 20.
Maxine 20 to get a free carriage ride. And you are off to the Harbor Coast. From where you are in Ada's Bounty, you're kind of smack dab in the middle of Ada's Bounty. So the way up to the Harbor Coast is just going north along the second plateau, which is the wineries and the breweries and all of that. So you follow along those roads heading north, and you can get right up to the Harbor Coast. A lot of the shipments go along this route as well, so you're not really drawing a lot of attention being a carriage, a private carriage for obviously someone very important, because all of the Monroe carriages are very
Bougie.
bougie. They're extravagant. It's Maxine.
Obviously.
You aren't drawing a whole lot of attention with all of the other shipments going up. It takes a few days. During this time, are you watching out for anything specific? Is anyone keeping watch, or are you trying to see if you hear word about anyone being arrested or anything like that?
I mean, yeah.
So everyone roll me some investigation, please.
Natural 20! I'm very investigative.
Oh, okay, good.
I have a +0 to investigation, so I'm glad I did.
Yep.
Unnatural 20, because I have +2.
18.
18. Okay. You all generally hear some murmuring from the other wagoneers that are on the road. They kind of talk to each other and, just to pass the time as they're making the way up north to the Harbor Coast to offload their goods. And there are some murmurings that, did you hear that? They said they found the Thornburn girl, or at least she's running around here somewhere. Keep your eyes out. I'll scoop her up and get that reward for myself.
As Saf, pulls her, cloak tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez, that's all I need. Just finding an heiress and, getting a reward. I can get out of this town.
It's very pop punk of you.
So you hear that. So you get the idea that Lowe's been around but hasn't been caught yet.
Trickster, giving them the slip.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going out and on purpose getting seen so that they could get caught, but making it look natural so it's not just hello, I am Safina.
So with these murmurings, you do notice an increased mantle presence in the area as well.
I was going to say.
So there are more stops specifically for the big wagons that are carrying lots of goods. They get stopped a lot more frequently. Your wagon does get stopped one afternoon, and someone knocks on the door.
Man, I'd hate to kill another mantle.
Would you?
No.
I was going to say. At this point, it's just, you're collecting them like trophies now.
Yes.
Putting mantles up on your mantle.
I immediately cast Alter Self on
I
myself.
was gonna say.
Okay. Knock, knock, knock. We're gonna need to take a look inside the carriage, please.
I'm gonna pull my hood up, shield my face a bit. What did we do the last time this happened? Didn't the person driving just like talk themselves out of it or something? Or like
They bribed the mantles.
yeah. Couldn't we have just done that?
You did not talk with this driver about doing something like that. The last time you were in the carriage, you were careful to be very sneaky about it. But with this one, you had not talked about it with them. So the driver's hopped down and says, "Oh, just 1 second. I've just got to this handle. It sometimes gets a little loose."
Safina, why didn't you just make yourself invisible and whatever you touch becomes invisible? And I don't understand why you do that.
Pick us up, then become invisible.
I can only make 2 people invisible.
Yeah, it should have been you, Karen, and Skoba, and then me and Drew could have just fended for ourselves, to be honest.
I can only make 2 people invisible. You just named 3.
Oh, I thought you meant 2 other than yourself. My bad.
Okay, just gonna make sure everyone's hoods are up.
Pretend to be sleeping.
Pretend like you sleep. Pretend like you sleep.
To roll performance.
Everyone roll performance.
I was gonna say. I'm just snoring away. What's my performance? +2, so 19.
Unnatural 20.
18.
Yes.
Okay. So you hear the driver jiggling with the handle, and they eventually get it open. And they open up the door, and they say, here are... Oh. And they say, they're all asleep, but you can... is it... Are you looking for someone specific? And you kind of hear some... Because all your eyes are closed, you can't see what's happening, but you hear scraping at the door, and you hear the jingling of armor. Not jingling, it's like the clanging of armor as they step up and kind of look inside the carriage. Nope, not here. So, okay, move along. Keep moving.
We did it. They live another day.
The door closes. The driver hops back up onto the top, and I imagine you all open your eyes. You see that Sokoba had heavily obscured her face, but left some of her... She had oriented herself in such a way that you could tell that she was a deep elf, but you couldn't see her face. That was close. That was pretty close. I don't. This is a lot, guys.
It's okay, Aaron. It's okay. Once I will make you some tea as soon as we get to where we are going. I will make you some tea, and you'll feel all better.
Okay, well, just okay. This is we're cutting it close. Being so close to where that doppelganger is with the person who looks like the doppelganger, right? So it's I'm just a little on edge.
There's a partition between us and the driver, right?
The driver is completely out on top of the carriage.
There's no way to talk to them?
I mean, without getting up and sitting up with them. This is one of those covered stage coaches where it's yeah, you're on the inside with doors and nice pillows and all that. Candelabras. Who knows?
Other things that are in stagecoaches.
All the things that Maxine would put in a stagecoach. It's got a cooler in there too.
Yeah, sure.
Full of Night Claws.
There's a chili bin full of Night Claw.
Yeah. Standard in every carriage.
Okay, so we narrowly escaped that. How much further do we have to go?
The remainder of the trip to the Harbor Coast does not take very long. That happened on the second day in the afternoon. And you are coming up on the third day now. to get up to the harbor coast. The traffic has stopped completely, getting out of Ada's Bounty. The driver comes down and knocks on the door, and when you all open it, they say, "So there's a checkpoint. They're having everyone get out, and everyone's got to, check their goods and belongings, and basically, I mean, it's customs. It's going into the harbor coast. The harbor coast isn't they don't take the transport of illegal goods into their borough lightly. So they've just got increased security ever since the orders from the triumvirate. So, I mean, that's all I can tell you. That's what's happening. So
okay.
we've just got to wait.
Good to know. Huddle. Family huddle. We can have like a little family huddle over here. So we have to get past this checkpoint. Spell check. What do you got in your pockets for spells? How are we going to get past this? Because best I got is lying. I got a really high perception or persuasion. I can lie my ass off, but you got to give me something to lie about. Can anyone? I know Saf can alter self and has invisibility. Anyone else got anything useful?
I mean, I have thaumaturgy and I have
helpful.
Darkness.
Thaumaturgy is helpful. Okay. Yeah, I really don't have anything else that can help us except for lying. So, what if we get up there and we have someone in the carriage pretend to be ungodly sick in the carriage? And doesn't thaumaturgy mean you can make lights, sound? What is it?
Are there any barns we could set on fire?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, your voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute. You cause flames to flicker, brighten, dim, or change color for 1 minute. You cause harmless tremors in the ground for a minute. You create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of your choice within range, such as a rumble of thunder, the cry of a raven, or ominous whispers. You instantaneously cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut. You alter the appearance of your eyes for 1 minute. If you cast this spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its 1 minute effects active at a time, and you can dismiss such an effect as an action.
Okay, hear me out. One of the things you can do is make a noise happen. Maybe some gross vomit noises from the inside of the carriage. We have the people who are hiding huddle under one blanket, so it just looks like one dude who's like having a bad fucking time. And then we have Saf who can be invisible and make one other person invisible. Or wait, Saf, you can make 2 people invisible, right?
I can make me and somebody else invisible.
Okay,
Or
so it's always you
people.
and somebody else. Okay. So you make you and somebody else invisible, probably you and Sokovia invisible. Then everyone else can kind of like huddle. Scar can make gross noises coming from the inside, and I can lie up there. I can sit up at front with the carriage driver and be like, listen, we have got a sick dude in the back of this thing. You don't want any part of this. You don't want none of this, fam. And I can do that. And then they'll be like, nah, y'all can just go because we don't want any of that. You feel?
I love this plan.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. And to go.
And if all else fails, I'll just cast darkness and we'll run for it.
If all else fails, I'll just inflict wounds and kill the guards. What?
Please don't do that.
Hey, it'll charge that amulet.
Yeah, it'll tell us if we're close.
Murder, yay.
So you get everything together. You are sitting for probably about 3 hours waiting to get up to the front of the customs line.
Wild.
It's a long time. And you get up to the front. It is now your turn.
Okay.
And you see there is right there in front of you, there's a copper mantle. There's a few copper mantles. There's 4 of them there. The lead turns up to you, Drew, with the driver, and says, I'm going to have to ask everyone to get out of the carriage, please, and we're going to just need to make sure everything is fine before you head into the Harbor Coast, please.
Absolutely, we completely understand. Quick thing, just so that you know, we have a very sick gentleman in the back. For the past 3 hours, he is not doing well in the past town before we got here. He had an egg sandwich. We told him not to get it. I know. Any egg sandwich, like north of the midline, absolutely not. But here we are. We did it anyway. I know. So before you open it, I just want you to be aware. We don't sound like we have a bathroom in the back. It's a nice carriage, but it's not a bathroom. So it is messy. You get my drift.
Kill me already. I want to die.
We gave him a bucket, but it may not have been enough.
Oh dear. This sounds very serious. She makes a gesture with her hands.
Are you not going to roll persuasion or nothing, Jesus?
No. It was a great performance all around. I just accepted it.
Okay.
So the copper mantles that are around, the four of them, surround the carriage, and a new batch of copper mantles comes in. And the copper mantle is talking to you is now on the right front of the carriage, right by you, Drew. And she turns up and says to you, we're going to get you right to a cleric immediately. That does not sound like... This sounds like an allergic reaction. We need...
Listen, that's absolutely
No,
wonderful.
we insist.
That's wonderful. I'm also a cleric. I'm actually just... it's a little out of my pay grade. You know what I mean? You get it. But,
so you've done everything that you can to stabilize them, and they're still like this.
Yes.
We need to go as quickly as possible. So
Thank you. I'm
please
so
follow
glad
us.
to see the emergency of the situation.
We'll take you there right away. There's a cleric There's a cleric not very far away from here.
We'll go with it. We'll just.
I figured. Let's just roll. Yes, and.
So, driver, please speed up. We can keep pace with you as quickly as you can, but not to jostle the gentleman inside, please.
I'm still making the noises. My throat hurts, so I don't want to keep doing it.
No, it's fine.
So you are escorted by 4 copper mantles to a nearby cleric, and this as soon as you get from Ada's Bounty into the Harbor Coast, let me describe the changes to you. So where before, you were in rolling hills and fields, teeming with food, and there were markets and stalls of people selling their wares all across the street. As soon as you cross into the Harbor Coast past the customs checkpoint, it is like a night and day difference. You feel like you're back in the city proper again. There are some parts of Ada's Bounty that feel truly rural, but there are some things where, you'd have the tiered gardens and fields that Ada's Bounty has. There are some things that just feel off about it for being rural, but it does feel like a nice change of pace from the rest of the city. Getting into the Harbor Coast, you're immediately met with the smallest building being 3 stories tall. And everything, all of the outsides of these buildings, the facades look just as opulent as the interior of the Monroe wagons and carts. So the Harbor Coast has a lot of money.
Ooh.
At least that's what they're showing as soon as you get in from Ada's Bounty.
Okay.
So the first few blocks that you travel it looks exactly like this. And you come up to a pristine marble building with multiple different types of clerics walking around. You notice that there are obviously a lot of life clerics here, and you're in the place that you expect. This is not the cleric that you found in a back alley in Fellows. This is not that Kenku that was a cleric. This is probably as close as you would get to like a hospital without getting your eyes wet.
Okay.
So you stop the carriage, and the copper mantle that started the escort for you goes inside, while the other 3 copper mantles stay posted on each of the other corners of the wagon, and they are gone for a little bit. I imagine Scar is still making all these noises.
Okay, hear me out. Because, like, I was about to be like, I'm going to cast darkness and we're just going to run for it. Like...
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, because I am outside of the carriage. So
you can't talk to Scar Sokoba.
Can I get down, and I'm going to walk to the back and like look at the other copper mantles and be like, I think it's best if I go in first, make sure everything's as clean as it can be before they come out here, also to offer just a little bit of dignity to this poor man. You get it.
The copper mantle that you're looking at kind of looks like they want to throw up, and they nod their head and say, they gesture and they go, yeah, go ahead. Yep. Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep going a little bit. This might actually work to my advantage. I'm going to turn back and be like, do you actually think you can get me like a second bucket? I think we might need another bucket. I mean, considering the amount that is coming out of this man. I mean, I know that you probably had an egg sandwich and that didn't sit right with you. You've been there before. Especially, riding on a carriage, bumpy, and everything just kind of feels like it's got to come back up.
How about I get you a bucket right now? Okay.
Absolutely, thank you.
I'm going to go, I need a bucket. And the copper mantle runs off.
Fantastic.
So now the right side of the carriage and that door is now facing the cleric hall, but there's no copper mantles on this side. Only clerics.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go into the thing, close the door, look at everyone, and be like, we are at a hospital. We have got to go immediately. Now, let's go. I don't care how. We gotta go. I made sure that there's no copper mantle right here. We can just dip. Unless someone wants to be a very sick man.
I guess.
I mean, all those noises. I still feel I could pass as a sick man right now, Drew. But anyway, I think no. I think we should go.
Okay.
So Scar and Sokoba are still invisible. It has been less than an hour, and invisibility lasts up to an hour.
Seth and Sokoba?
Yeah, Seth and Sokoba are still invisible. So are the rest of you being stealthy with your departure?
Yes.
Yes. It's so hard for me to do this. Because, basically what I did was I got so good with my stealth in my armor that I have a disadvantage to stealth, but then, I did something that can cancel it out, so now it's just, a regular stealth roll. It's fucking annoying.
Yes.
16 for me.
Alright, so I got a 17, and I'm going to use 2 hero points. So that makes it +4, so that's 21.
Okay, you all effortlessly sneak out of this carriage.
Hell yeah.
Including Karen. He actually rolled really well too. And you slip off a side passage. None of the clerics even saw you. They were too busy going around doing other stuff. So you scurry off to a side passage and leave the driver there with the remaining 2 copper mantles and no one in the carriage.
Ooh, is he gonna get in trouble? Oh no.
Do you care?
Drew does it. Emily does. Emily cares a lot.
Hey, plausible deniability. He has no idea. He didn't see anything.
That's fair.
Yep, he did not hear you either. So you don't know what happened. So you all are in an alley or in the Harbor Coast. Congratulations, you've done it. You've solved my riddle. Originally, you all were like, let's pretend that we're sick. And I was like, well, that's not going to fly. But you know what? Yes, and Yeah, they're going to take him to a hospital. Police escort. Sorry, mantle escort.
Yeah.
So now, what's the name of the I keep forgetting. I know it's funny.
So now you need to try and get to the Stunned Goose Inn.
Stunned Goose. Okay.
Stunned Goose. I thought you said Stoned Goose.
The Stunned Goose is actually across the way from the Stoned Goose, and the Stoned Goose is a different type of inn.
Yeah, different spell effect in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we need to go there. Does anyone know where that is?
I'm sure we can find it.
Has anyone been to the Harbor Coast before?
I think that's one of the only places that I didn't go through to in my travels.
Andy, initiate map.
That's just how this works.
I don't know.
Did they give us, like, I feel like they would have told us, like, where to find it, like, what district or, like, what street it's on or whatever. Like, Reg would have told us.
He didn't.
Okay, show phone.
It's not that hard to find specific inns in Alari because you can't. There can't be any double names of any inns. So if you are talking about the Stunned Goose Inn, there's only going to be one. So if you ask around, you know you can find it.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask around.
Okay, you ask around. It doesn't take you very long to find someone, probably like 3 or 4 people. And then someone finally knows, oh, yeah, it's here. It's down at the piers.
Okay, let's go there.
Okay. You kind of know the whereabouts of the Stunned Goose Inn now, and you start heading that way. It's midday at this point. It's a little after midday. And it takes you probably until close to dusk to actually get to the piers. The Harbor Coast is longer in the east-west direction than it is in the north-south direction, but it is still a little bit of a trek to get over to the piers. And you get out to the piers and find in the distance there is a you see the sign before you really see the building. There's hanging on the street level, there's a sign for an inn, and it's a very confused looking goose head. And you found the Stunned Goose Inn, and looking out to the water on your right, you see that the Amethyst Wish is actually docked at one of these piers, not too far away.
Bold Aggie.
He's not a criminal.
Isn't he wanted too? Thought all of us were.
All of you were.
How'd he get out of it?
He knows people, I guess.
I mean, he's with Reg, to be entirely fair.
Mm-hmm.
Reg has ways.
Also, they said that they did get the secure help from the Harbor Coast as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay,
so
let's go to this inn.
Okay. In the Stunned Goose Inn, it is packed. There are so many people here. This is one of the hottest spots in the Harbor Coast, apparently.
Oh, no.
But you don't see Agamir right away. It takes you a little bit to find him, but then you find him in one of the back rooms partying with Reg and Zuth and Kira and a few other individuals that you don't recognize.
Where's Mara?
Mara is not there.
There, okay. Aggie!
Oh, hey, you guys, you're here. Hi. You got through the checkpoint. Congratulations. Those are pretty rough, huh?
Yeah, we had to, we may have abandoned our driver at a hospital, but we did make it, so there's that. Hooray!
Well, I probably should have mentioned that. It's always been pretty strict, but it's even more strict now. So, it's so good to see you all. Hello. Have a drink. We're celebrating.
What are we celebrating?
Having the help of the Harbor Coast.
Oh, that's fair. I'll toast to that.
Where's Mara?
Mara, she's she had some business to attend to, she said, in the barony. So she went off down that way. Yeah, we can have her around sometimes, but we can't, always have Mara around. She's a busy woman. She would have liked this party.
I'm going to go hang out with myself, meaning Kira.
Fair.
Gotcha. So you meet up with Kira and you have a good time. You have a drinking competition, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Which neither of us win because we both pass out. Just kidding.
I'm going to take 2 drinks from a tray and hand one to Sokoba and go to sit down on like a couch or something.
Okay. So everyone gets their drinks. I imagine Drew does as well. Have a little bit of time to unwind. And you just, are meeting up with Agamir. He tells you what has been, generally going on in the time since you all left. They've been basically just rubbing elbows with various merchants, working their way up to bigger and badder fish. In that way, they ended up getting, a lot of the harbor coast on the side of the Knights of Hlartha. So pretty much anywhere that you are in the harbor coast, you have a pretty good chance of finding someone who will help you, which is great news. Also, what it comes with is another perk that I have written down very specifically that I need to look at and tell you what it is. So with the benefit of having the harbor coast on your side, you also effectively control shipping.
Go.
So that kind of weakens the power of the triumvirate a little bit. So you have a little bit of more influence in that regard.
Yeah, because we were worried about them controlling the food, but if we control the shipping, then...
So you all are moving on up with the Knights, slowly but surely. You still haven't heard anything from Pax, Maxine, and Tora, but you're hoping to hear from them soon. And Agamir says, So you all need to get to Tor, huh?
Apparently.
Yes, I have this amulet. This lovely amulet.
I remember that. You had that about a year ago.
Yes. It has a new power now. Yes, it's back. It has a new power now, and it can tell me where the Amos are.
Well, that's something.
Super helpful. But thing is, it's telling us we are really far away. And the intel we have says that we need to get to peaks and caverns. And the only place really far away from here with peaks and caverns would be Tor.
No, okay. Well, where do you want to head? Do you want to head for the caverns or the peaks? I can take you, anywhere. And take you to the peaks.
Let's do peaks first.
Okay, then we set sail for Iron Maw, I guess. Yes.
Before we leave, I lean in and I'm like, "Do you know where I could find some good berry?"
Some good. I mean, any druid can make it for you.
Like, I need the actual berry itself.
I don't. You'd have to ask a druid. I don't.
Okay,
know.
Where is a druid? Can you point me in the direction? I do not live here.
You find a druid at the bar. Agamir hooks you up with someone.
Thank you. Agamir gets me the hookup.
Hey, man. I hear you want some good berry.
I do. Do you have the full berry?
Like, on me right now?
It doesn't have to be on you right now, but I do have something I could give you for it if you do happen to have the full berry.
I mean, yes and no, man.
What does that mean?
Like, the druid looks kind of off in the distance. And his eyes are not open, but he looks off in the distance still. Do you know what good berries are, man?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me. Go on.
They're magic.
Yeah. Anyway, what would you like? How much would you like?
How much would you like? I could make you 10.
10?
At a time, yeah, that's my max, man. I can only make 10 at a time.
Alright, I'll take 10.
He holds his hand up above your hand and goes, hold your hand out.
I hold my hand up.
He drops 10 good berries into your hand.
Fantastic. I put them in the pouch.
See, I told you it's magic.
So magic.
Now what's in it for me?
I'm gonna hold out 2 gold pieces.
They don't take coin, remember?
We're not in the circle of all anymore.
Yeah, but they're still a druid.
Oh, right on, man. Money. Cool. Yeah.
I was like,
that
outside
works.
of the circle of all they have to use money. What else are they gonna do out here?
I forgot about that.
Right on. Cool. Righteous. I love it. Thank you. I just make these for free. I mean...
Well, now you can exchange that for something else you would like.
Yeah, awesome. I can get so many sticks with this. So yeah, you want to make sure the... whatever you're doing in those good berries is only good for 24 hours, man.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Otherwise, they just go...
Right. Thanks. I kind of like shuffle away.
Later.
I'm going to, tonight, I'd like to make those into powder.
Mm-hmm.
And could I, like, press those into some sort of tablet form for Martin? I don't know, call them Martin. That's okay. Karen.
Yes. Yes, you can. Just add them to your character sheet. I will assume that you have done that this evening.
Hooray! Okay, good. I'll give him one of those for relief.
Actually, roll me a d10.
Ooh, we're gonna play D&D. Is this a D10? Yes. 8.
Okay, you managed to get eight tablets worth from the 10 good berries.
That's fair. Okay.
Okay, so that's something you're going to do later. So you are planning on going to Iron Maw and up into the spines then.
Oh my god, I don't want to go back to tour. I mean, I haven't been to tour, but like I know we have as people, and I know how horrible it is.
Do you?
No.
No.
How long is the trip to tour?
It's not going to take super long. It'll probably take about the same amount of time that it took you to get here from Ada's Bounty.
It's like 3 days.
So what else has been going on with you all?
Well, we found this, and I'm going to toss him the book.
A book? Thanks, Drew.
Babe, that's Sir Lesfay's journal.
But what? What? How did you get this?
First of all, I'm very smart. Second, you don't have to sound so incredulous about it. Second, there was a shape changer that decided to take the shape of my mother. And that kind of one thing led to another. We have Sir Lesfay's journal. So this is everything that they know. This is everything that they are doing. And we need this to get into the hands of Dorena.
Yeah, I can do that. Drew, are you okay?
No! Not okay.
I know
Just
you've been
said
looking...
someone impersonated my mother.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I know you haven't seen your mom in a long time. Are you all right? Agamir puts like a hand on your shoulder.
No, sweet. I'm doing my best. My mom is apparently working with Sir Lesfay, most likely under the same situation as everyone else, had her memory wiped and does not even remember who I am. So it's fine. I'm going to murder Kelvin. I will rip his heart from his body as he watches. And yeah, I think that'll make me feel better. What's up with you? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I just told you I've been, talking with the merchants and...
I mean, besides that.
Yeah, we have to tell him about the doppelganger because they're impersonating Safina right now.
That's right.
And
so we did, caught. Just so you're not shocked, there is going to be news coming out here soon that Safina was arrested.
Oh, but you're going to have her, or you have the, oh, okay, the doppelganger's going to do it. Okay.
Correct. See, I knew you were super smart. Got a few marbles still rolling around in there. Yeah, absolutely. So Saf is going to come with us to Tor, and we had the changeling impersonate Saf. And is going to get, doppelganger impersonate Saf and is going to get themselves arrested. They chose the Harbor Coast. Apparently you all have the best jails. Congratulations. They're going to get arrested, and then they're going to find out what exactly they want from Safina.
So how are you going to get that information from them then?
They are pretty, they're pretty insistent that they will be able to get away and get back to us to give us this information.
I mean, now that we have friends in the Harbor Coast, it should be a little bit easier, too.
Yeah.
But that's true. I mean, we can put the word out and make sure that any info that they have gets to you. Did you arrange for payment with them for the information?
We did, didn't we?
Did we? Table talk, did we?
Yes.
How much?
2,500 gold.
From where?
You said
Maxine?
You called Maxine.
That's right.
You're right, Maxine.
My other character.
That's right, my other character, who's my sugar mom. That's right, sugar mama. I totally forgot. My bad. Yes. We did. If someone could inform Maxine that she will be getting a bill for 2,500 gold, that'd be super cool.
No, I don't want to do that, but I can make sure that in order to get the information, that they get paid.
Thank you.
Well, it's for the knights, so we've got the support. We should be able to make it happen.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll write it off.
I feel this is weird. I don't know what else to say.
Well,
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop is essentially what I'm waiting for right now. There's a shoe that's going to drop. I'm waiting.
You're worried about something, Scar?
Yeah, I'm waiting. Well, no, I don't want to go to Tor, but we have to. And I feel like someone's going to burst in at any minute now. I get paranoid when I drink.
I'm sitting down with Sokoba at the moment, and it hits me that Andrea didn't know that she had a daughter because of Kelvin's memory potion issues.
Mm-hmm.
However, and I'm talking to Sokoba about this, when we ran into Milo at the archives, he knew my name, and he said my name.
Yeah, so they probably didn't need to memory charm him. They probably just, said, hey, knowledge. And your grandfather being your grandfather was like, bet.
Well, shit.
That's... Seth, I don't think it means that your grandfather's working for Kelvin. That can't be what it means.
Yeah, to be fair, they could have threatened him within an inch of his life for you.
I mean, after everything that you've told me about him and all the stories you've told, I don't think that he would do that.
At least not knowingly.
Just thinks for a moment. Well, what if people do change? What if this was too much for him to be able to refuse?
Sokoba puts her hand on your hand and says, well, we're going to have to... Well, we'll just have to ask him when we see him. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Okay, and I flip my hand around and cross fingers with her and squeeze.
Okay.
And take a drink.
She squeezes back and takes a drink as well. So, I mean, we don't have to leave until first light, so I guess we should enjoy ourselves while we can, right? Just not too much. I don't know how your sea legs are. It's been a while since we've all been on a boat together. I guess it hasn't really been that long. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's been a few weeks. Agamir gets another round for you all, and you continue celebrating your small victory. And that is where we're going to end the episode this week, on a high note. Don't get that too often.
All right, I'm good with that.
Thank you all so much for tuning into the Legends of Lanimora podcast. I hope that you had a great time listening. I hope that my players had a great time playing, and I had a great time DMing. The lull this week is going to be Droop. for the suggestion about making someone sick.
Okay, that's fine. It's for a good reason.
That is a very fun way to get past that situation. And the legend this week is... Well, how about this? How about a little bit of foreshadowing? The legend this week is going to be Scar for having a bad feeling about Tor.
As one should.
I've been building it up so much, and you all haven't been there. You've been there for like maybe a grand total of like 12 episodes between the mini campaign and the that one shot that we did. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, if you want to reach out to us on social media, you can do that where, Nicole?
You can find us on Twitter at Lanimora Pod and also at Novi_studio. You can go there and talk to us. Or if you want to talk to any of us personally, you can find me at Nicole the Nerdy.
You can find me at _Nova Gamer.
I'm at Neurotic Good.
You can find me at _Squid Toaster.
We also have a website, novistudio.io. Tons of cool stuff like an About section. You can find all of our shows there. And artwork. And our merch store.
A merch store. Sorry. We have shirts, we have mugs, we have stickers, we have everything you could possibly want to own that reps Novi, Legends of Lanimora, City and Snow, Let's Talk About It, and What's What with Dilly and Dally. Also on our merch store, you can find digital downloads of our mini prequel campaign, Into Depths of Darkness, set 10 years before the events of Season 1. Find out what really transpired between Dr. Milo Thornburg, Kelvin, and Mara on tour. We also have the Homebrew Pact of the Shepherd Warlock worksheet if you want to follow along and use it in your own game.
We'd love it if you could leave us a quick review on your podcasting platform of choice. If you enjoy the show, tell your friends about us. New episodes come out every other Tuesday, so stay tuned.
Yes, please stay tuned to all the new content that we've got coming up. We're coming up at the end of the year here. We're going to be continuing to be releasing content through into 2022, not just Legends of Lanimora, but a lot of other fun stuff coming up. City and Snow is going to be wrapping up here pretty soon, but don't worry, because there might be some other Lanimoran content coming out here in the future. Who knows? Keep your eyes peeled. Don't touch that dial. Get the rabbit ears set right and
Are you so fucking awkward, bud?
Oh my god.
And stay here and watch it all happen. I'm really excited about the new projects that we've got coming out, but I can't talk about them right now, so it's kind of weird to talk about them. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. I hope to see you next time.
Let's be legends.
Maybe it's having a stroke.
Bye.
Bye.